one thing that baffled me about tonight's live eviction show was the way the organizers missed out on a very solid opportunity to create a bit of drama in the house this week, beginning from tonight. Because, guys, we all know that this week has been one of the most boring weeks this season. Housemates have been sleeping, but in the midst of the boringness, there were certain conversations that were had. There were some housemates that gave us talking points this week. And I am referring to the Mbadiwe twins, the Checkers pair, and Wanni and Shaun. Yes. I mean, the drama that ensued, amongst these people, it was enough for Ebuka to draw questions from, because there were certain, controversial elements, connected to those people. So yes, I know Ebuka mentioned during the show that he did not come for table shaking or table breaking. He wants clarity, yes. Although that wasn't like a major headline for him, no. But the questions were so soft. And at some point, it felt like Ebuka was sort of protecting certain people, i.e. the Mbadiwe twins. And Onyeka, of course. It was like he was trying not to rile them up, so they continue playing their game. And guys, listen, let me just call it spade a spade. Tonight's live eviction show is boring. It did not give what it was supposed to give. It's completely, it was just zero on my expectations. It was just zero. It was quite disappointing. Ebuka was not hammering the questions. There's a way you're seeking clarity from these housemates, and you will still hammer them with questions. You still drill them. And they will talk. They'll be forced to talk. And it will spark up conversations from tonight running into the rest of the week. At some point, it seemed like Ebuka was going to call out OC with regards to his closeness to Chizoba. But then it felt like it kind of circled back, and had to bring another very, inconsequential question to cover it up. And I'm like, oh, what's going on tonight? They should have told us that there's no live eviction show. Let the week just continue. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this video. I will share with you Ebuka's questions, with regards to his interactions with the housemates. And of course, I would love to know your thoughts about how tonight's show panned out, all right? So just go ahead and share your sentiments about it all in the comment section below, all right? And let me know if you're thinking what I was thinking as well, okay? And yeah, you're all specially welcome to my channel. My name is Gloria Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah, and I am the girl with the tea. Without further ado, let's just quickly dive right into the details of this conversation. So Ebuka started his interactions with the housemates tonight with Onyeka. Now, he was inquiring about the rift between Onyeka and her sister, Chizoba, that it's been very consistent. So what is it all about? And Onyeka's reason is that, or explanation rather, is that her problem with Chizoba is how Chizoba is always so into herself without even paying attention to her own needs, And so the reason why they had actually had a more heated altercation this week was because she wanted Chizoba to come out of herself a bit, be more selfless and also pay attention to her own needs, because she's not the only one that has got feelings to cater to. There are other people as well that she needs to be considerate of. The way Ebuka had asked that question, he had wanted to be sure if this whole sibling rivalry they have is something that has started from way back before the show, or if it was something that started from the show. And Onyeka was emphasizing on how it is real, according to her, our emotions are real, everything we are doing is real. And I was looking at Onyeka and I'm like, girl, nobody is asking you if you and your sister are real. The question is, did this thing start from all the way back, or is this something that just started because of the pressure of the game? And this is one thing about Onyeka. Onyeka knows she's playing a game. And so when questions arise like this, she's always trying to drill into people's heads that she and her sister's emotions are real, because they cry a lot and they're always, emotional. So she's always trying to let people know that, oh, we are real, oh, we are real. And I'm like, girl, we know that half the time it is not real. But that is by the way. Now, back to Ebuka. I was quite disappointed in the way Ebuka's question came, right? Because in that head of house condo this week, there were a lot of things that was said in the heat of the moment. And one of such, which was actually a huge bone of contention between the twin sisters, was the fact that Onyeka was really mad at Chizoba for the way she had handled the assigning of chores to housemates, you know, for the Mbadiwe twins ending up picking the papers, you know, that assigned them to the toilets and the bathrooms. We know that that was a major issue for Onyeka, and Onyeka was heavily blaming Chizoba. She blamed Chizoba as well for having issues with Ozzy and Osi during the week, not even minding the actual reason Chizoba had issues with those people in the first place. So I was actually expecting Ebuka to ask Onyeka why it was such a big deal to her that the Mbadiwe twins had actually picked the chores of the bathroom and the toilet. Like, are they bigger than the house? Don't they use the same bathroom and toilet? Can't they wash it? Why was it a problem? You know, I was expecting Ebuka to drill her that way, you know, just to get clarity, because of course, it's not necessarily about breaking tables, but also to get clarity. Like, hey, Onyeka, are the Mbadiwe twins bigger than the house? Are they bigger than everybody in the house? I was expecting Ebuka to ask such a question so that at least the rest of the house will see what is going on. But the fact that Ebuka did not ask that question, for me, it just felt like Ebuka was sort of protecting this family thing that these people have going on. And I found it quite offensive. Anyways, Ebuka had moved on to Tofa. Now, his question to Tofa was quite a mouthful. I'm going to have to read it out, yeah? So he had asked Tofa on what he said to Suji about having friends in different levels, you know, where he was telling Anita not to care too much about people who do not reciprocate her energy, i.e. Nelly and Suji. Yes. Now, the question basically was addressing the fact that Tofa has different friends in the house. There's the Mbadiwe twins, there's also Shaun, and then there's his original partner, Suji. Yes. Now, if you all recall, I think it was sometime last week when Tofa was having issues with Anita, and Suji is always head in the game, was trying to get him out of that zone. But then Tofa picked offense because, according to him, Suji does not see how this whole relationship thing affects him. You know, Suji is more about the game. So that was what Ebuka was asking him about, and Suji had cleared the air that no, that what he actually meant was that it's okay to have other people in the house that you can talk to aside your partner, because at least you get different perspectives about whatever challenge you're having at that point in time, you know, by talking to other people. Now, Ebuka did not let it slide because he had actually returned later to interact with Suji. Now, according to him, he had actually seen Suji's facial expression. He had seen that Suji was not happy about what Tofa had actually said to Anita, you know, so what was his reaction towards that? And Suji had explained that, well, it's not really a problem, because he was kind of taken aback that Tofa would think that way, that he thinks it's actually miscommunication. Yes, but it's something they've actually discussed, and he believes they are over it and they'll get past it. So Ebuka now asked him about his recent rift with Nelly, when Nelly had been shouting, no, you don't like me, you don't like me. So Ebuka was like, okay, it seems like you have a lot of miscommunications in the house. What's up with Nelly saying you don't like her? You know, what's the issue there? And I explained that, oh, they had just a misunderstanding, hence the reason she was saying what she was saying. And guys, that was the case. But I actually expected Ebuka to ask Nelly why she completely invalidated Suji's feelings, you know, when Suji had clearly explained to her before that, listen, before we go into the arena, I like taking a nap. I don't like being disturbed, except when we're about to go into the arena. But then Nelly disregarded his feelings, invalidated it, goes ahead to disrupt his sleep. And then when the guy picked offense, she became moody, started carrying her face and was giving him attitude, keeping distance from him. And then when Suji reciprocated that energy, it became a problem. So, you know, things like this, I was expecting Ebuka to probe into areas like that, but Ebuka didn't. Ebuka had moved on to Chizoba. So the same question he had thrown to Onyeka, he had, you know, required feedback, or should I say reaction, from Chizoba. And he had added that when Onyeka complains about her inconsideration, she doesn't really take it serious. But when the Mbadiwe twins mentioned the same thing to her, she had gotten quite emotional. And Chizoba explains that it was actually for a different thing entirely, because Ozzy specifically had said that she does not listen to people's opinion or people's idea. You know, that whole situation that happened that got both of them to, you know, have their own situation. Yeah. But then Ebuka switched up the question to Ben that, oh, she had actually told Ben that whenever she's upset, she needs space. But then when she was speaking to the Mbadiwe twins, she had told them that she needs them around. They shouldn't give her space. So what is that all about? And guys, when Ebuka was asking that question, you could see that Ben looked upset. Like, you could see his countenance. The guy was kind of surprised or probably taken aback, you know, and Choba was just confusing herself because you could tell that she could not explain what she meant. And then she was like, what she meant is that she needs space, but you should just, what was that thing that she said? She was like, oh, be around. She needs space, but be around. That what she means is that, oh, for instance, now, Ozzy upset her, but even though she needed space, Ozzy will come once in a while and hug her and move away and come back, check on her. Are you okay? I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, let's not even beat about the bush. We know for a fact, based on what we've seen on the show, that Chizoba wants OC. In fact, she wants both OC and Ozzy together. But first, she wants OC. So she would rather be in a ship with OC than Ben. She does not fancy Ben. She does not see Ben the way she sees the Mbadiwe twins. This girl is at the verge of obsession with the Mbadiwe twins. I don't know how many of you watched this morning when people started playing their morning tunes, you know, for the housemates to wake up. This girl left her bed where she was sleeping. She usually sleeps with Ben in the same bed. I don't know where she even slept last night. She left where she was and she went to go and sleep in between the Mbadiwe twins. She was holding Ozzy and then she would turn to OC. She would like, and then Onyeka came and joined. Ladies and gentlemen, we know the truth. So all of those are attempted explanation. It was not even making sense. I'm like, girl, you're just lying to yourself. You're just deceiving yourself. Ebuka had moved on to Ndi. His question to her was to know how she intends to navigate her way around the show, because from the look of things, the dissolution of the pairs really hit her and her sister the most because of their bond, right? As siblings and as twins, you know. But then from the look of things, it seems like she's not ready to move on and forge her own path in the house, which is a very valid question Ebuka had asked, by the ways. And it was quite sad that most of the things Handi was saying we could not hear because it turned out that there was an issue with either a transmitter or whatnot. It was towards the end of her response that we heard what she said. And the last thing she said was, if she's still in the house by next week, we will see how things will pan out. So for the rest of the things that she said, I did not hear what she said. I don't know what she said, but she was basically trying to explain our own game or whatever it is that she was explaining. Ebuka had also questioned Wanni about her off and on relationship with Shaun. The fact that they always break up like almost every day, you know, from their different situations. And she had responded that she actually really likes the guy. That she understands that they have different personalities. She's hot-tempered, he's hot-tempered as well, but they are getting to understand each other. They're getting to know each other better. She's a lover girl. She really loves the guy as a person. And Shaun was smiling, ladies and gentlemen. Shaun was smiling. And you see, yeah, it just took my mind back to the diary session she had earlier today with Big Brother. And she was kind of happy. According to her, she's beginning to receive from Shaun. And I'm looking at this girl, I was wondering, like, what are you receiving? Just last night, you were begging this guy. You were apologizing again. And the way he was looking at you, like you were filth. So what are you receiving? You're still receiving passive aggression. You're still receiving, I don't know. Like, what are you receiving? Ladies and gentlemen, I can't deal. Finally, Ebuka had moved on to OC. Now, you see, this was the part where I thought that, oh, Ebuka was going to finally break tables or maybe just shake the house a bit. But then Ebuka had asked Ozzy one of the most basic questions. Now, it started on a strong note, but then he had just watered down everything. So it was like, oh, it's very obvious about the relationship between him and Chizoba, you know, their closeness, you know, whatever it is going on between them. But then how will their friendship work with regards to the consistent banter between the checker's sister? You know, like, how does he intend to, is it mediate between them or whatnot? And I was looking at Ebuka, I'm like, I don't understand Ebuka, I don't understand. Is OC supposed to be a mediator between these two? Is OC supposed to impact on their siblingship? Like, I don't understand. Are you asking OC about his closeness to Choba, or are you asking about how he can use his closeness to help peace to reign between the sisters? And then Ebuka's follow-up question, that one just completely took me out. I almost fainted. Because Ebuka was now like, oh, what was that thing again? Hey, God, guys. At this point, I can't even remember. But the question was just so inconsequential. It just did not make sense. Oh, I think it was something about, how they perceive things or what was on their mind. And you could tell that even OC2 was taken aback. Like, well, I'm not responsible for what people have in mind. I mean, guys, as you can tell, I'm exhausted. Ebuka's questions tonight, it wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. And I am highly disappointed. Because it's like they are happy, that's production is happy that the show is boring. So, whatever. Housemates should just go back to singing Kumbaya all week. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking here right now because I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. So please go ahead and share. And I will see you all on another video soon. Thanks for watching and have an amazing evening.